It's some things or some comments that I will get that I will choose to ignore. And then there's some where it's like, okay, I just need to address it. But in which way do I address it? Do I just reply back to them in the comment, or do I make a video like I'm doing right now? Now, it's very rare that I do a video where I'm addressing a comment, but this one I said I have to acknowledge it. So for those of y'all who are, without any context, don't know what's going on here with what this person said, I posted up a shorts video a couple weeks ago. Probably, well, by the time you see this video, it'll be damn near a month. If not, it's probably already a month now because I forgot what date it was. But I do know what happened, like in late July. Had to be somewhere around that time. And it was during the whole Jess Hilarious debacle where she was talking about how women, by people who are XX chromosome or biological women, and then, you know, it was at the top, that part when you had Hall T talking about how women don't own periods and all types of goofiness like that, and how she basically came out and said something, and then you had Hall T literally jump at her and basically attack her over the internet for what she said, which is to be true. And I was telling or saying how I knew this time was coming. I knew this time was going to be here. And I said to black women in particular, because that's who the subject matter was, that they are trying their hardest to replace you. So I posted up a short talking about it, and the name of the short was called Black Women You Are Warned. And then I said hashtag Jess Hilarious, hashtag Angelica Ross, hashtag Hall T. That video, as of right now, at the time of me recording this video, has over 108,000 views. That is now my most watched short on my channel. It has cracked 100. I guess you could say the 100,000 view club with the rest of with some of the other videos that I have that have cracked 100,000 views over the years since I've been on this platform. Imagine a 1 minute video actually doing numbers like that. That's, you know, if you would have told me that years ago, I would have thought you were crazy. But it's up there, and by the time this video goes up, it'll definitely be higher than that, because the views on that video go up at least probably 2,000 views per day. Like, it's constantly in motion, because it's constantly in rotation. So who knows exactly where that video is now, because like I said, it started on YouTube on my channel. It probably ended up on Instagram or TikTok or wherever. Shoot, it probably got back to Jess Hilarious and probably even Angelica Ross of what I said. And it is what it is. That's just how the internet works. But to address this comment right here, this person said, and this is a biological woman, by the way, who said it, but I scratched out their name. This is a biological woman. They said, sir, you do understand that they are men, so other men should be handling this problem. We're going to break this down line by line. They said that so other men should be handling this problem because biologically, Hall T, well, those who are trans women are biological women. We as black men, we as men, period, well, but more so, I can only speak for myself, have been calling this out for a number of years, well before this Jess Hilarious, Angelica Ross, and this Hall T thing began. As a matter of fact, I've been calling this out before I even gave them the nickname of Hall T. Even before I started calling them the Academy, it was back when I was still calling them LGBT. Well, I've been calling this out for a long time now, and it's like, okay, I call it out. What else do you want me to do? All I can do is acknowledge it and say these individuals are not biologically born women, and they're going around calling themselves women. And I'm giving out a fair warning to women, black women in particular. I've done it in person and I've done it on here. You have to draw the line in the sand somewhere, because they're going to get too comfortable. And you've heard some of the stuff that they've said. Some of them want to go toe to toe with actual women, and that's what we keep telling you. So for you to for this person to sit up here, and by the way, there were many more comments, like some other comments that were kind of like this, but not to this extreme. And a lot of the comments, if you'll see it, because I didn't turn the comment section off, I'll leave the link to the video and you go check it for yourself and look at some of the stuff that they were saying. One even went as far as to say, well, if we just ignore it, well, that's the problem. The fact that you kept ignoring it is why it's gotten out of hand. When you have the trans men who are very quiet, but when they say something about, oh, men can get pregnant because they got pregnant, then we'll say something and then they get quiet again. But Hall T, the trans women, I should say, have run rampant because that's your problem. You've been ignoring it. You can't put a band-aid over a flesh wound and expect your wound to heal. That's not how that works. They go on to say, why is it always up to women to police men's behavior? Because, in this case, y'all have allowed these individuals who are born men to think that they are women because you go along with it instead of you telling them, no, you're not a woman. Because remember, they were saying trans women are women, right? Now, we've all heard them say that. We've all heard either people who are trans women say that, or their allies and their advocates say it too. Come on now, let's not play dumb here. Let's not be willfully obtuse. That's not the hill you want to climb up and die on. They go on to say this is quite misogynistic to pile on your black men failures on top of all the BS that we black women have to deal with. Now, I want y'all to peep something here before I go into what they actually said. Peep how they put black men and black women in quotations. Why would you do that? You could have easily just said black women and black men and not have to put the quotations there. That was not a time when you have to put quotations, but okay, whatever. And they say this is quite misogynistic to pile on your black men failures on top of all the BS that we black women have to deal with. So they're basically saying trans women are those who choose to identify that. Is that your way of saying that they are black men who failed as black men or failed as men, period, and decided to be that of a woman? Well, here's the thing. They're also being a failed version of you. That's why many of them out here are going around here parading, talking about that they are more of a woman than you are. That should be an insult. They've already made up in their mind that internally physically they're not a man. Internally, they don't feel like one either, especially if they go the distance and get the full operation. Then they really feel like they've completed something. We know who women are biologically, XX chromosome. That's why I have to always throw that out there. And also when I see the black men and black women in quotations, I sense that gender divide. So now I really know who I'm dealing with when I see this comment right here. They one of those people. Keep in mind, this person isn't subscribed to me. They only left one comment, and it was this one. It said, when I clicked their name, it said they left 6 comments, but I didn't see 6 comments. I only saw one, and it was this one. They go on to say, then to turn around and say with your whole chest, black women, you were warned. You were warned. Not even only just by me. You just happened to come across this video because it popped up in your feed. You were warned by so many others, and not even just black men. You were warned by other black women. Shout out to the Crimson Cure. She actually did not 1 but 2 very full-length streams about the same topic that I'm talking about right now, a few months ago, as a matter of fact. Well before this even happened, before this even became a thing. But see, they'll come after other black women who call this out too, and call them whatever it is that they choose to call them. Like I said, this is nothing but pure projection and a hit dog hollering. Do you know how risky it is for me to even have made that one short video that all these individuals like her came over and completely flooded with comments such as these are in this realm, in this sphere? I've told people that when you talk about that community, you have to be very careful with the things that you say, and it's almost like you're tiptoeing. But for me, I don't do the tiptoe thing. So I'm like, if you don't want to talk about it or scared to talk about it, please don't talk about it. because then you might slip up and say something that might actually possibly get you messed up. The last thing she says, do your damn job for once. Handle your boys. And I don't know if that was at the end supposed to be saying stupid or STFU. I don't know what she was trying to say at the end. It looks like a foreign language. Maybe someone could translate that last little part that she wrote there. But she says, do your damn job for once. Handle your boys. So now, because you feel that it's an issue because of what they're doing now we have to take on the responsibility now that you feel it's gotten out of hand, even though we've been saying stuff for a long time. But whenever we say something, we get pushed back, not only from them, but from you too. How many times have we heard you and them say, stop being transphobic? Stop being this, stop being that. Do y'all remember what happened with Genuine a couple years ago when that Hall T individual tried to push up on him, and then they tried to make a claim that he was being transphobic because they claimed that this person was a quote unquote woman? That's what we're dealing with. So for you to sit up here and claim that we're not doing anything and we're not saying anything, that's bullshit. This comment is all of this encompassed in one comment is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to how we are trying to acknowledge a certain element amongst us. And you have people who like this who throw up the shield to try to protect it. Right here. And if you see how I responded, they said, check out this comment I received on my short about Jess Hilarious. I've been getting a few of those lately. Now it's our fault, but if we weren't the ones, because we weren't the ones accepting Hall T as women. You were. I called it out. You didn't. Now you deal with it. You gonna sit up there and try to insult my intelligence? Are you crazy? Are you insane? And in all honesty, now that I look back at the video itself, because I didn't know the video was going to do that. Like I said, I don't post videos with the intent of them going viral. I didn't know the video was going to get that many views. I don't post that with the intent of that happening. Now, mind you, you have how the algorithm works. That particular situation probably has more than fallen out of the algorithm by now, but because it constantly is getting shared, what I'm assuming is it's getting shared a lot of places, so who knows where else this video has popped up at. And then sometimes they'll come back to this source and leave comments under the original source, which is mine. I'm glad that I posted it, because now it exposed to me how a lot of these women like her think, and you basically passed and failed the test of this video. I guess you could say this video was like a test, because I wanted to see how women, particularly black women, were going to respond to it. And that comment right there is how you failed the test. Now, what I found interesting is those who are subscribed to me, the black women who are subscribed to me, all of them, and because I know who my subscribers are. All the ones who are subscribed to me, the women who subscribed to me, who commented, passed it. Because I've talked about it on my channel before. They understand. I'm not dealing with these intersectionalists over here. This is not an intersectionalist channel. For those of y'all who are still commenting on the video and might come across this video and have your goddamn feelings hurt, this ain't one of those channels. And of course, there was a few men that commented over there that were thinking along the same lines as myself. Those who have common sense. I said, black women, you were warned. Now, I had some over there that were saying, well, it's not just black women. Why didn't you just say, women in general were warned? Okay, let's play that game. Let's hypothetically say that I phrased the video as women, meaning women of all ethnic backgrounds. You were warned. when you look at who said it in the type of videos that I do, I attract a mainly black audience. If I was to say, women, you were warned, you would have flipped that and said something to reflect yourself as a black woman. I can almost guarantee it. So it was literally a double-edged sword. Which way do I run with this? And I went with the easier way. Why? Because Jess Hilarious is a black woman. The person who posted this tweet, Angelica Ross, is a black Hall T individual. The people that Jess Hilarious was addressing were black Hall T members and black women in general. The ones who attacked her outside of Angelica Ross were also black Hall T members. Are y'all starting to get the gist of it now? Why I said black women and not all women? Are you starting to understand that? I just want to make sure we are all on the same page here. I want to make sure that I'm talking to adults and not children. Although with some of these responses like this one, I feel like I'm addressing children who want to sit up and act like they don't know what the hell I'm talking about.